there are pathways to the heart. There are pathways to the heart. And if those pathways to the heart are being used, the windows to the heart are being used for bad, then your journey to spirituality will be a failure. But if you protect and you guard those pathways, those windows to the heart, then your journey to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will become smoother. So our first thing to avoid is what? Avoid forgetting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yani increasing the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second thing is what? Protect the pathways to the heart. The scholars, they have identified, they say that there are 7 pathways to the heart. There are 7 windows or inroads to the heart. The first of them is your tongue. The first of them is your tongue. And so if your tongue is not speaking that which is halal, then it will block that path to the heart. It will block spirituality from entering the heart. So if you're backbiting or lying or cheating, then the path to spirituality will become that much more difficult. Because the tongue has a direct connection to the heart. Of course, we're not speaking biologically, we're speaking spiritually right here. And so what you say has a deep impact on your spirituality. By the way, all of you guys are, mashallah, very, very educated people, and you guys know this. What you say also has a deep, deep impact on your emotional health, right? That if you tell yourself you're happy, you'll oftentimes feel happy. And there's a lot of research that's done on this, and you guys can do it yourselves, inshallah. You guys, mashallah, very educated, very smart people. And so likewise, it's the same thing with your spirituality. So he said the first inroad to the heart is your tongue. The second is your eyes. You know, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? Here we're learning the same thing, right? Your eyes are another window, an inroad to your heart. That if your eyes are consistently looking at that which is haram, then that will be another blockade in your journey of spirituality. The third inroad to the heart is your ears. Make sure to protect your ears from listening to that which is haram, right? Listening to gossip. It's one of the big, big downfalls of our ummah here today. You turn on the news, they're talking about so-and-so. You turn on Instagram, they're talking about so-and-so. The TV is talking about so-and-so. We're so obsessed with other people's lives. Backbiting after backbiting after backbiting. Guard your ears from listening to that which is haram. The next inroad to the heart is the hands. Your hands. And so make sure your hands you're not using your hands for that which is haram. You're not working towards that which is haram. The next are your feet. Do not walk towards that which is haram. And the last two are very, very powerful. And we learned them from the other hadith. We learned one of them from the hadith that I shared with you in the beginning of class. The next inroad to the heart is your stomach. Is your stomach. Be very cautious of what you eat. Be very cautious of what you eat. Because what you eat is the fuel for your body. Just like your car, if you put water in your gas tank, what will happen? Your car will break. Likewise, if you fuel your body with the wrong food, with haram food, then your spirituality will break as well. There's a hadith of the Prophet Mohamed that the person who consumes haram, their du'as will not be accepted for 40 days. Or their salahs, in some narrations, will not be accepted for 40 days. This is the effect of consuming that which is haram. This is why if you know somebody who's like strictly like zabiha, they're very strict about it. They're very strict about it. And this is my encouragement, by the way, to all of you. to try to follow a Zabiha diet. I'm not telling you that the other opinions are not correct. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm giving you, this is a class about tazkiyah, about spirituality. I'm giving you spirituality advice, not fiqh. We're not talking about fiqh here. Fiqh is a different discussion for a different day. I'm talking from a tazkiyah perspective. Be cautious of what you consume. And not only what you consume, how much you consume. This is something, by the way, this is not something that is new for Islam. Even if you look to the previous faiths that came before, and when we say previous faiths, we understand as Muslims that we are in a line of prophets, that the same message that Adam came with, and Abraham came with, and Ismail came with, and Yaqub came with, and and Isa, and Musa, and Dawood, and Sulaiman is the same. We believe it to be the same. And we understand that the message was similar. Yani the Sharia was similar. The laws were similar. This is why even if you look to our brothers and sisters in Christianity, what is one of the major sins? Is gluttony. Right? And so this is something that has been understood from the beginning of time. From the beginning of time, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us as people, be cautious of what you put in your stomach. And the last inroad and pathway to the heart are your genitals, your private parts. The Prophet Mohamed sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he says, to protect yourself from Jahannam, protect what is in between your thighs and what is in between your jaws. Protect your tongue and your private areas. And so the scholars, they explain that these are the 7 inroads to the heart.